I request Shri T. Sudhakar Rao, former Executive Director, Human Resource, HAL, to come onto the dais. Shri Sudhakar Rao has done his bachelor's degree in laws and master's in industrial relations and labor welfare. He has worked in various divisions of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Prior to HAL, Sir has worked various other organizations, namely the Singarani Collieries Company Limited, NTPC, NJPC, and others. To join Sir on the dais, I request our first panelist to come on the dais, Shri Sandeep Patnaik, AGM Human Resource, Skill Development, HAL. Shri Sandeep Patnaik has 29 years of experience in the field of human resource management. He has worked in various divisions of HAL, and during his career as HR professional, he has experimented with innovative methods to harness employee potential. He started an initiative, Parivartan or Hum, to bring about positive changes in the surroundings. Our second panelist is Shri Dayan L. Gudin, Chief HR Officer, Mahindra Aerostructure Limited. I request you, sir, to come onto the dais. Shri Dayanand has 25 years of balanced exposure in HR, IR, projects and international recruitments. He has a wide experience from handling extreme IR solution to establishment of high learning technical schools. He has been a key contributor in driving public-private partnerships in developing ITIs as Center of Excellence. Our third panelist is Shri Suraj Chetri, Head Human Resource, Airbus and Airbus Group, India. I request you, sir, to come onto the dais. Shri Suraj Chetri started his career with Bata India, where he was responsible for activities of IR and TAD. After a successful stint with various corporate houses of the country, he joined Airbus and Airbus Group as their head of HR for India, and in his capacity as the Director HR, and is responsible for all the HR operations in India. I now request Shri Sudhakar Rao to kindly moderate the session.
Good afternoon. My predecessor has already established some schedule for this session to be carried out. So each of the speakers will get 10 minutes. We'll complete the presentations first of all, the three. Then we would invite the question and answers. The topic for the session is building high performance teams. The context, why this high performance teams calls for what kind of a context that is required. What is this performance? How is it going to be between the stakeholders? How does this performance is going to be shared? High performance, does it mean high return on investment, high profitability, and effectiveness and efficiency? Then what do the performer himself expects from the point of view of the compensation part, recognition and reward? Third is the performance, high performance, in the growth cycle of an industry continuously? Is it possible? Are there those inflection points wherein organizations will have to reinvent themselves? So with this brief outline, I would request the speakers to take over. Then after all the three speakers complete it, we would invite the question and answers. And depending upon the time, I would like to sum up. Thank you. Mr. Sandeep Patnaik and Mr. Dayanand and Mr. Suraj Chetri, that is the order in which they come. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are going to dwell on a very interesting topic. That is, how to achieve excellence through teamwork. Building high performance team for aerospace excellence. So my presentation has three stages. We'll define excellence, then define what is aerospace excellence, then let's see what is required to bring about excellence in teamwork. And then I'll go to HAL. What do we do to build competency? Competency is one of the very, very key factor for high-performing teams. Excellence doesn't happen accidentally. It's a continuous process from height to height. It's a matter of habit. I would like to quote Gita. Karmasu Kausalam. Excellence is skill in action. For achieving that excellence in action, what is required? It is not, as our moderator was just, he was bringing a point that whether the remuneration, the compensation package is also required for bringing about excellence. To me, that may be a side factor, may not be that can't be the main factor for bringing excellence. Excellence comes when there is a synergy, when there is a I feeling goes, that the ego feeling goes, when the we feeling comes, then comes the excellence. So excellence, to bring that excellence, then let us come to how to bring that excellence in context of aerospace. As in the previous sessions we have discussed what is the nature of aerospace industry, and the Boeing president was talking about there is zero error, no tolerance, there is zero tolerance for mistakes. In the air, when we are 35,000 up in the air, we can't afford to have any mistake in any systems. So what is required? It is required that there is high reliability of the product what we produce, and it must be up to utmost safety standards. Then, as we are manufacturing as an organization, how we assimilate the technology and put into action, and how innovative we are in putting technology into action, and how we follow the lean principle in our manufacturing process. Also, flexibility is also another factor which is very much required as an organization, because we have to change from one process to other as per the customer's requirement. So how fast we change from one technology to other technology, and that adaptability we need to have. And also most important is how we make our cost low, operating cost. When you go for a car, we always see what mileage it will give. Similarly, for in aerospace sector, naturally, when the operating cost is low, then only the aviation companies can make profit. So the challenge for the aerospace companies is to how to make it more fuel efficient, and it has to be customer driven. HAL as an organization manufacture for its export projects. There is Boeing products we manufacture, Airbus product we manufacture, G150 also we started manufacturing aircraft division. So for all this, we have to follow their standard, their norms. This Boeing manufacturing system is there. We have to adopt that. So for different regulatory bodies in abroad, in foreign countries, we adopt their norms. So in addition to that, what is also more important is how you take care of our environment. because as you are aware, this is creating a flutter all over the world, how much carbon footprints we are discharging, and some aviation companies also charge it in our tickets. You must be knowing that, how much you can contribute to, lessen that carbon footprints in various environmental protection measures. Then we are talking of high performance team. That is how to build that. For that, competency. Competency is nothing but the skill. We have dwelt upon the skill requirement in aerospace industry, and that competency, how we build up, not only in our management cadre, how to build up that competency with our workmen. At the shop floor level, that excellence must come at the shop floor level. And then comes how the team works with synergy and commitment and cohesiveness. And above all, the vision, how the leader guide the teams towards the vision. There comes the magic, the synchronization, there comes. It is not merely money, the compensation package, it's how we are aligned to the higher goal that matters. The organization where the people are aligned to a higher vision, there the excellence comes, there the greatness comes. Now we'll come to HAL. As you are all aware, we have a glorious past, exciting present, and a challenging future. We have produced many great aircrafts, both indigenously developed, and also we have manufactured aircraft with transfer of technology. We have produced great aircrafts, Marut, Basant, HPT-32, and present production line, we are all aware that is Jaguar, then Su-30, then ALH, LCA that is going on, and future is LCA, LUH, then FGFA. These are the challenging future, and for that we need to build competency. And as we have discussed, that there is a need for a close partnership between academia with the industry, and we have taken the help of the academic institutions of excellence to build up our competency, and we have sponsored our executives for Cranfield, and we have sponsored to different IITs to build up the competency. And this competency we have divided into technical competency, managerial competency, as well as project management competency. And this we developed through close collaboration with institutions of repute like Cranfield, IITs, and sponsoring to IIMs. And we have built up a team of people who are trained in project management. Besides that, we have also our in-house training facilities, and we have renovated it for excellence. Next is for workmen. That is one of the area where it was not much taken care of in the past, but we felt the excellence in the shop floor is most important, and we used to do it in a not very systematic manner. But we have started doing it through a systematic way. We have, our board has cleared a skill development policy. There we have defined the standards for the workmen, and the various job roles, 130 job roles we have defined, and we have started the process of mapping the skill and to address the skill gap in a systematic manner so that we'll achieve that excellence. It is not a training that somebody attends and forget, but it will go through a follow-up process, evaluation process, certification process till you achieve the excellence. So in a nutshell, I will just conclude. We build up competency to build up high-performance team. That high-performance team will work in synchronization, will give the leadership which we have developed throughout the years and through the, through developing leadership development programs, which we have structured for almost 1 year. This program run for 1 year, and we have developed our leaders to take care of the challenges of the future, and we have ensured that there is a proper succession and build proper teams so that the future challenges can be met. Thank you.